Hi, I'm Álvaro Henrique, and this is one more guitar tip. This is September 7th. For you, especially in the US, it's Labor Day, but for us in Brazil, it's a different holiday. It is the National Day. It was our Independence Day, September 7th. So, because of that, I'm making some tips, a series of tips on Brazilian composers, Brazilian guitar composers you should check out. And I'm also talking about some of their masterpieces that you should either hear or study. So I'll begin with three of the very first masters. The very first guitar master of Brazilian music is Americo Jacomino, also known as Canhoto. Canhoto is how in Portuguese we say how if someone is left-handed, and he played as a left-handed. He was the very first superstar in Brazilian music. He was a top seller in the 1920s. He was very famous. Some of his most famous works are waltz, romantic songs, and also some nationalistic pieces. You must remember the 1910s and the 1920s. We had the First World War. We also had the growth in nationalism. So he also wrote pieces in this historical context. Some of his masterpieces, I'll name three of his main pieces. Abismo de Rosas. It's a very slow waltz, very beautiful. One of the most beautiful guitar pieces ever. Of course, if you cannot understand my pronunciation in Portuguese well, you have no idea how to write them, don't worry. On the description of this video, I'll have the pieces named. So, first of Canhoto is Abismo de Rosas. Then we have the Marcha, Triunfal, Brasileira. It's a very unique piece. It was one of the very first pieces who uses effect of using the strings, not the guitar top, the guitar sides, the strings as a percussive effect to do percussions with the strings. Marcha Triunfal Brasileira and Marcha dos Marinheiros, the Navy March. So those are the three masterpieces by Americo Jacomino, Canhoto, names written in Portuguese with correct spelling on the description of this video. Then the second guitar master, Dilermando Reis. Dilermando was really a top star. Even today, when I play, especially when I play in small towns, people talk to me that they have saw Dilermando playing himself. He had a radio show at a time which the radio was one of the most famous media. This program lasted a long of time, so he had an immense fan base. Lots of people begin to like to play the guitar, to be guitar lovers because of Dilermando Reis. So he had many choros. It's a Brazilian, Afro-Brazilian dance, and also lots of waltzes, especially slow, romantic, loving, passionate waltzes. Some of the masterpieces that you should check out, names on the description, is Se Ela Perguntar, Noite de Lua, and Valsa e Dois Amores. Those three are very loving, passionate waltzes. And some choros, fast, Afro-Brazilian pieces you should check out. Conversa de Baiana, Magoado, and Xodo da Baiana. Xodo da Baiana. The names on the description. And I'll end with probably the most important name of Brazilian guitar music ever. And he wrote at least the most important piece at the first half of the 20th century. Some people say it was the most important piece in the whole 20th century, but at least for the first half, That's the most important piece. I'm talking about the 12 studies for guitar by Heitor Villa-Lobos. Heitor Villa-Lobos is the most important name of Brazilian guitar composition ever. And his 12 studies really changed how people thought on the guitar. The guitar was people composed for the guitar not very differently than how they composed for the piano. But Heitor Villa-Lobos developed and showed how to also master musically, how to use musically some guitar effects like melodies with harmonics, chords combining open strings, and notes which you have to press the left hand and you change the left hand but keep the open strings. Then you achieve unique textures and also harmonies. And that's why Heitor Villa-Lobos changed how people thought on the guitar. The guitar, from Villa-Lobos on, we have very idiomatic works for guitar. So, Villa-Lobos, what you should check out, first of all, the 12 studies, as I said, but the 5 Preludes is probably his most successful piece. It was his last work for the guitar, and it features not only all his innovations on guitar writing, but also all his main qualities as a composer himself, like great melodies, unique harmonies, and so on. So, the names on the description. I've just talked today about Americo, Jacomino, Canhoto, Dilermando, Reis, and Villa-Lobos. On the next tip, I'll talk about more Brazilian composers you should check out.